Hello everyone, this is Coach JM, and today I'll be doing a book review. So this is another edition that I am adding to my page. Rest assured that I will be adding a few every week, a book review. So I'll be sharing here some of my favorite books that allowed me to really help me, or that will help me become a better leader. So I'll be showing you one of my books right now. So today's book that I'm going to discuss or share to you is from John Maxwell. The book is entitled 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. So I like this book in particular because in life, whatever you do, whether you are in a job, if you want to climb the ladder, or if you are in a company right now, you are selling, it's always about running a team. It's always about building teams. And if you notice, the ones that gets paid the most, for example, in every organization, are the leaders. They're the ones who are able to create productivity through other people's. And so teamwork is very important regardless of which industry you are in, whether nasa real estate ka, insurance, or sa work mo. If you notice, the CEO, the highest, the vice president, the managers, they always paid more than the rank and file. Why? Because they're able to manage and handle teams. And so today I'll be sharing to you John Maxwell's book, the 17 Indisputable Laws of Leadership, and I love this book. So I'll be sharing to you the first 5 for today, right? Because there are 17, so I'm not gonna be able to cover them, all of them right now, but at least I'll cover 5 of them. So very important, the number 1 law is, it says the law of significance. First and foremost, you need to understand that if you want to accomplish more, you need to have a team. Nothing ever gets accomplished working alone. It's only through having a team that you'll be able to accomplish more. So if you want to be more significant, you want to build a team. All right? But what are the reasons why people don't like building teams, or why do people work alone? When people, if they know that they need to have a team to be successful, why do some choose to do it alone? There are 3 reasons. Number 1, it's ego. All right? They feel like they can do it on their own. They feel like it says here, okay, so teamwork is birthed when you concentrate on we instead of me. There's this tendency of leaders to always become the focus, right? They want themselves to look good, all right? Instead of other people looking good. That's why for them to look good, they want to be the best. They want to do it themselves. That's ego. Another reason why they don't work with a team is insecurity. They are so insecure that other people get better than them, or they think that if they teach others, they develop leaders, maunahan sila sa promotion, for example. All right? Or they don't like when people gets better than them. That's insecurity. Number 3 is naive, or simply they are not aware of how big the task is. Kumbaga parang akala nila kaya nila mag-isa. But in reality, it's not, because higher goals need a team to accomplish it. And number 4 is temperament. Simply they don't like people. This is very special for someone like me. For example, one of my biggest learning in the process of becoming a leader is working with other people, because I am a very aggressive person, and so yung mga hindi nakakasabay sa akin, I don't like to work with them. But when I understood that a team has to move together, then that's when I started to adjust. And I learned to be better at people. I'm still a work in progress, but that's why I'm reading books, because it always reminds me on how to become a better leader. So those are the 4 reasons why people would work alone. Again, because of their ego, because of their insecurity, because of they are naive, and because of their temperament. They don't like people. Okay? So that's All right. So the second laws of teamwork is the law of the big picture. All right. The law of the big picture. Leaders are able to see the big picture. So the goal is very important. Okay. Leaders understand that they need to be okay, let me share this one. People who build successful teams never forget that every person on a team has a role to play. So when you understand as a leader that your goal is so big that you cannot achieve it on your own, therefore you accept that you need other people, right? However, here, since you're going to try to accomplish a huge or big accomplishment, big success, then you need to be able to place every person in a role. Okay? Every person has its role. May pakinabang sila. At there's the best place in the organization where they can be most productive. Sometimes one problem of leaders is that they put the wrong people for the wrong job. That's why they're not able to accomplish more. So there are some things that I wanna share here, very important. Okay. All right. So you need there. How individuals make the shift from independent people to team players who exemplify the law of the big picture. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes time. Here is my best take on how to get process started. So these are some of the ways on how you can involve individual in becoming team players, because this is very important. Number one, you need to always hammer down the big picture. Show to them the vision, the dream. For example, what's the goal of your organization? Always talk about the goals. Always talk about the goals. Number one. Number two, you need to be able to value seeing the picture. That is that to help them to recognize how far you really are from achieving it. So next, that you have set the goal for the organization. The next step is to make your people see that you are where you are in terms of your goal. Right? They will need to be able to see nasaan sila ngayon, so that they would know ano ba yung pwede nilang gawin to contribute to that goal. Okay? And next is what are the resources needed? Okay, ano ba yung kailangan natin? For this particular aspect, for example, if you're running a company, this department, ano yung kailangan natin? Ano yung manpower? Ano yung resources na kailangan natin? Ano yung budget na kailangan natin? If you're running a sales team, ano yung mga materials needed? Ano yung talents na kailangan natin for this specific department or specific sales task? So things like that. You need to be able to line up the resources needed, and then, very important, call on the right players. Put the right person in the right place where they can be most productive. Based on their talents, based on their their personality. All right. You don't put someone who is a very analytical person to welcome guests, for example. You want to put someone who is jolly, alive, entertaining, a people person. All right. So it's putting the right person for the right job. And next is you need to give up personal agendas. Sometimes we as leaders, mayroon tayong personal agenda, whether it's to look good to our managers, to our vice presidents, right? We need to give that up and focus on people, all right? For people to be productive, they need to be liked, they need to be loved, they need to be the center, all right? They need to be the center, it's the people. So give up your personal agenda, that's very important. And then, step up to a higher level. Okay? Only when players come together and give up their own agendas can a team move up to a higher level. That's the kind of sacrifice required for teamwork. So for teamwork to work, our personal agenda has to go. And it has to be team first. Alright? It has to be team first. Okay. So, that's for the second laws of teamwork. Okay, again, that's for the law of the big picture. The third one is the law of the niche. Okay, so the law of the niche, all players have a place where they add the most value. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina is, you need to find that specific department, that specific area where this particular person will be most productive. Kung nasaan yung talent niya, kung nasaan yung capabilities niya or experiences niya. Alright? So why? Because if you don't do that, you'll cause a lot of this. Okay? So this is what happens. When you put a wrong person in the wrong place, okay, it's regression. So, you put someone into a job na hindi naman talaga niya alam, the wrong person, alright, in the wrong place, nothing will happen there. The organization will regress. You're not gonna move forward as an organization. We're gonna go backwards. Alright? Now what happens is when the wrong person is in the right place, pagkatama naman siyang tao, I mean, he has the right heart, he has a good attitude. Yun nga lang, you put the wrong person, you put someone with bad attitude, masyadong ma-complain, blame, walang patience, to the right place, frustration. You will be frustrated and that person will be frustrated. Okay? Or pwede rin na you fill in someone na iba yung for example, if you put if you put an accountant, for example, na sanay lang doon sa 4 cubicles niya to sa marketing. Of course, there are some exceptional accountants, but you know, generally, it's a wrong person. Alright? It's the wrong person for the right job. Then, the accountant will be frustrated. Why? Because he is not good in people. And then they will have no result. You will also be frustrated because there's no result. So, that's frustration. Next is the right person in the wrong place. So, ito naman, you have the very good person, very talented. Yun nga lang, for the wrong place. Meaning, for example, in the organization, ang pinaglagyan mo sa kanya, doon naman sa bagay na hindi masyadong nagmamatter sa organization. It's something that is not really helping the organization accomplish its goal. So, it's the right person, wrong place, it's confusion. So, he'll be confused. Bakit ako hinire? Okay? Why am I hired here? I have no use. Okay? And of course, there's also, next is the right person in the right place. Okay? So, when you get the person in the right place, then that's when you will see progression. You will see that your goals are starting to achieve your goals, your targets. But the highest level is this. When you put the right people in the right places. So, pwede kasing chumamba ka lang, if you're the leader, just put a few people in the right a few right people in the right places. Pero it's best when you can put all the right people in the right places. Then that's when your organization will multiply results. That's when you will be amazed, you will be surprised of the synergy that gets created and what your organization can accomplish. Okay? All right. So that's done number 3. Now the number 4. Oh, by the way, a brief of a reflection here is you wanna look at right now whether you are, if you are a member of a team and you are not running your own team yet, you wanna look at, are you in the right place? Okay, are you in the right place? Because if you are in the wrong place, then you might wanna come up with a plan on how you can let it know to your boss that, boss, hey, this is not the right place for me. I could be productive in this department rather than this department, right? Be assertive, take the courage to do that. And if you are the leader, what you want to do is you want to look at your people, observe their talents, their skills, and is it matched to the places where they're in. Okay. All right. So next, number 4 is the law of the Mount Everest. Okay. As the challenge escalates, the need for teamwork elevates. So the bigger the goal, the higher the goal, then the the higher the teamwork that is needed. Okay, so all right, so you need to have, for every new challenge, you need to have a new team, a different kind, a different sets of team. For example, if you are right now undergoing a new challenge, for example, you are planning to expand, and you are a new department, or you're going to change something. You're going to, let's say, for example, you're trying to maximize right now the social media, whether you are in sales, real estate, you have a business, or in your job, and you have a new department, or you are trying to explore new markets. Okay, if you have a new challenge, you need to have a creative team that can think out of the box, that can figure out how to get it done. Okay, and if you have a controversial challenge, meaning you're going to do things that might be controversial to other people, na alam mo na maraming magdi-disagree or maraming masasagasaan, you need to have a united team. Okay, team na cohesive talaga, team who will stick together, team na who knows well each other. Okay, and if you have a changing challenge, meaning you are changing a structure from one product to a new product, or could be that, for example, I heard recently that a certain government agency was transferring to Pampanga, and they're having challenges because people naturally don't want to change. So what do you do with that when people don't want to change? That's normal. So what you need is you need to have fast and flexible team. So you need to look at sa organization mo, sino ba yung mabilis mag-adapt and flexible. You wanna put them there first. Why? Because pag nauna na sila doon, that's when others will see, okay, pwede rin naman pala, nauna sila. So yung iba kasi, it's more of bandwagon lang sila. So pag may nauna na, susunod na sila. So you want that. Okay? There's unpleasant challenge. Alam mo na itong challenge na to, there's going to be a lot of rejection. There's going to be a lot of mahirap talaga. So what you need is a motivated team. Alright? Itong mga tao na who never runs out of motivation. People, yung motivation nila nasa internal. How do you know them? Ito yung hindi mo sila kailangang i-motivate. Okay? They don't need a tap on their back. They just do it. Kumbaga innate na sila. They can create their own motivation. Mga self-motivated. So these are the ones that you need. If you have diversified challenge, meaning it's a series of challenges, so daming challenges, and sabay-sabay yan, you need to have a complementary team. Different sets of smaller teams that complements each other, that creates synergy. Alright? So that they can decode the different challenges. What about a long-term challenge? Okay? If you're looking at something right now in your job or in your business or in your sales team na medyo you know that it's going to take long-term, it's a long journey, then you need a team, a determined team. Okay, team who just doesn't give up, team who as soon as nakita nila yung goal, then they just keep going and going and going and going. And how do you know them? Well, of course, you wanna look at sino ba yung may mga experience na dyan sa organization mo, and you have seen them overcome challenges. You have seen them, kumbaga sila yung mga resilience. You don't hear them complain. Sila yung talagang once they set their mind into something, they can stay focused. Alright? And lastly, if you have to have an Everest size challenge, meaning sobrang laking challenge, gabundok, okay? Gabundok na challenge, super big challenge, then you need to have an experienced team. They are the cream of the crop. They are those who have been in the organization for years, and they are those who have consistently showed results. They are those whom you have proven who can make things happen. Alright, so again, those are the different teams that you need for every challenges. You need a creative team, united team, fast and flexible, motivated, complementary, determined, and experienced team. Okay? Alright, so you want to look at right now, if you are the leader of your organization, business, or you are the entrepreneur, then you want to look at anong klaseng challenge meron ka. right? Do you need, are you on a new challenge? Are you on a changing challenge? So that you would know which team you need, okay? All right, so next, number 5 is the law of the chain, okay? Law of the chain. It says here, the strength of the team is impacted by its weakest link, all right? So the team is impacted by its weakest link. That's why it's very important that you consider developing each and every single one in the team, okay? And so how do you do this? Because this is really challenging. Number 1 is you need to accept that some people, it's not gonna make it, that they're not gonna make it, right? If you are in for example, building your team right now, you need to accept that some people will really just be customers. Some people will really just stay as rank and file. All right? You need to accept that leadership is not for everyone, and just allow them to be where they are. Okay? So that's number 1. This is how you deal. It's because if you want to strengthen the organization, you need to remove. You either strengthen the weakest link in the organization, or you remove them. There are only 2 ways, really. Okay, is either remove or strengthen them. If there's no way that they can be strengthened, because the organization will suffer. And remember, every single one that doesn't do their job, that doesn't get it done, makes it difficult for the others. Why? Because yung burden niya kakargahin ng iba. So if you are the leader, would you want that? Or you want that everyone carries their burden, everyone does their job? Okay, so how do you deal with that? Number 1, you need to accept that not everybody will take the journey. All right, not everyone will take the journey. Not everyone will go with you. Next, number 2, not everyone should take the journey. Yung iba, mayroong ayaw talaga nila, so that's fine. However, mayroon namang iba na sobrang willing, yet you know na hindi talaga nila kaya, or they don't have the capability yet. So you should be able to say no to them, okay, until they get into something, a certain level of competencies and leadership. And next, not everyone can take the journey. All right, not everyone can take the journey. So again, this is the organization will be impacted by the weakest link. The stronger members identify the weak one. You need to constantly look at which is your weakest link. Okay, all right. So these are the first 5 laws of the first 5 laws of teamwork. All right. So again, it's the law of significance. Okay, the law of the big picture, the law of the niche, the law of the Mount Everest, and the law of the chain. I hope that you got something in there, something that you can apply. But although I still recommend that you read the book is really good. I think it's worth your time, it's worth your effort. You can watch the video, but I still recommend that you read the book. All right. With that, thank you very much for watching. Until our next book review. Again, this is Coach JM, and as I always believe that you can always have more, because you can always learn more, do more, and be more. Thank you.